Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about staging kitchens. We're going to talk about how they should look, why they should look that way, and why this is one of the most important rooms in the house to get right. Let's rock. The very first thing I want to talk about when it comes to staging your kitchen is decluttering countertops. Countertops hold a lot of stuff for a lot of people. There's coffee makers, there's toasters, there's toaster ovens, there's blenders. There are literally a million things that we all put on our countertops on a daily basis. But when it comes down to photo and video, you want all of that gone. It needs to be as wide open as possible. Don't get me wrong, there are a few things that you want to keep on your countertops for staging purposes. Things that look good, nice, and clean. We'll talk about KitchenAid mixers or a nice espresso machine, Keurig, a nice coffee maker, but you want the bare minimal. And the reason you want the bare minimal is because it makes it look like you have more counter space. And when people are browsing these photos online, the main thing they're looking for in kitchens, backsplash, appliances, countertop space. Not necessarily in that order, but those are three of the most important things people are looking at when they're looking at kitchen spaces. So you want to make sure to really focus on those areas. And the easiest way you can do that is by decluttering your counter spaces. So let's talk about staging those countertops. There's two different areas I'm going to be talking about when I refer to staging countertops. The first area will be the countertop that everyone has. It's traditionally under cabinetry, surrounds kitchen sinks, surrounds the stove, stuff like that. And the second area I'll be talking about are kitchen islands in particular. Let's talk about the first one, the kitchen counter space under cabinets. This is where you would put things like your coffee machine, your coffee maker, your Keurig, your mixer. Traditionally, you would want those placed into the corner of the room and not just kind of haphazardly wherever they lay. Another good place to put them is in front of electrical sockets. So that way, when they're plugged in, you don't notice all those cords hanging around the kitchen. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is your kitchen island and how you want it staged. If it was up to me, I would personally never put anything on a kitchen island. But I understand that some people like to stage it. So I'll give you a few tips for how to stage islands in particular. Number one, when you look at a kitchen island, you don't want anything tall on the island. This is because from the way we shoot a little bit lower and it will block off the rest of the kitchen from your image. Tall vases, anything like that, it will really make your kitchen feel smaller because you're putting something large in front of the camera and you can't see anything that's behind it. So very important, don't put anything tall on your island at all. If you have something small or anything that hugs the surface area, so small bowls of fruit would work, small little ferns are very tiny plants. Orchids are a no-go here because they're super tall. Yes, they are pretty. Yes, they look good when someone comes to see your house in person. But for photos, all you're really doing with that orchid is blocking off the rest of the kitchen space. Because what they can't see behind the orchid could be the microwave, the oven, the cabinets, the sink, the window view. There are multiple things, and you don't want any of those blocked by staging materials. Staging is supposed to enhance the look of your property and not clutter or detract from the property itself. Let's move on to stainless steel cleaning. If your stainless steel is streaked, you are definitely going to be able to notice that in photos. Now remember earlier when I said countertops, I can't really tell if they're dirty? Well, stainless steel is the complete opposite. It is not textured, it's not patterned, it is a smooth, shiny, reflective surface. So it needs to look smooth, shiny, and reflective. You need to take all of the magnets off of your fridge. Off the side, off the front, everything off the top, everything on the fridge has to go. The fridge has to be clean. I cannot stress this enough. Dirty handles where you open the fridge, especially on stainless steel fridges, look horrible and they're very easy to see. Fingerprints on stainless steel, very, very easy to see. Very important to clean your stainless steel items before we arrive because we will definitely notice if those are dirty. Another thing you can do to really help yourself when it comes to staging your kitchen is replacing the light bulbs. Now, I've done an entire episode on light bulbs in particular, so if you're interested in that, you can kind of check that out right here. But In this aspect in particular, you really want daylight bulbs in your kitchen. Giving them daylight bulbs will give it that white kind of light, whitish blue, high temperature. As I said, I've mentioned it in videos before, but the reason that's important is because it allows us in the editing process to make whites look crystal white and everything looks super clean. Most people don't care about Edison style bulbs in living rooms or bedrooms because those are notoriously places where you go to relax and you don't mind a yellowed light. But places where you go to be clean and do things to clean, you need them to look that way, which is why daylight bulbs are very important for these spaces. Boom! That's it. We finished number 3. Make sure to come back next time for number 4, where we'll be talking about living room spaces. Catch you next time.